Social determinants play a key role in the disproportionate prevalence of diabetes in African Americans compared to other racial or ethnic groups. For disadvantaged individuals who live in low-income areas, physical and economic access to resources that promote health is lacking. Negative social determinants acting on the individual results in high levels of chronic stress, which cause both biological and physiological responses.
So we're here at Evergreen Park, where I live, and I need a quick meal, and I'm pretty hungry, and I don't have transportation. I don't have a car of my own, so let's take a walk and see what I can find for food.
African Americans are disproportionately affected by low socioeconomic status. Nearly 25% of African Americans live below the poverty line. That's 3 times the percentage of whites. With regard to occupation, 9.5% of African Americans are unemployed compared to 4% of whites. Also, African Americans are unequally represented in low-income jobs. The annual median income of African Americans is less than 75% of that of whites. Due to disproportionately lower incomes than other Americans, blacks are often located in urban, economically disadvantaged areas with poor neighborhood conditions.
Well, the first convenience store I see is CJ's. I think they have food in there, so let's see what they offer. So I don't have much luck finding anything at CJ's, so I'm going to enter Family Dollar to see if they have anything good to eat.
If you're buying bread for your family, it's $1.35 for a king-size enriched white bread.
With regard to the social determinant of access to healthy foods, African Americans are being negatively affected by unaffordable and low access. Studies have found that predominantly black neighborhoods have fewer supermarkets compared to predominantly white neighborhoods. Supermarkets are important because their availability has been associated with more fruit and vegetable intake, a more healthful diet, and lower rates of obesity, all factors that potentially protect individuals from diabetes. Studies found that the availability of supermarkets in black neighborhoods was only 52% of that of their white counterpart. Additionally, most impoverished neighborhoods in which African Americans resided were 1.1 miles further from the closest supermarket compared to the most impoverished white neighborhoods. This means that without equally accessible supermarkets among all populations, black populations are being forced to shop at lower diet quality convenience type stores, which do not offer the healthy option and only offer foods that are cheap and energy dense. This means the foods will be packed with added sugars, fats, and preservatives. With lower means of transportation in predominantly black impoverished neighborhoods, it is much harder to access supermarkets which offer the more affordable varieties of healthful foods.
Somewhat healthy so far. I found a lot of cheap items, but they had a lot of sugar and preservatives and stuff. So the next closest place that has a little bit of food is the gas station. So now I'm with my friend who does have transportation, and he's going to bring me to the closest supermarket to see what food we can find.
So let's see, with a little bit more cash in our pockets and a vehicle, what kind of food we can come across in Potsdam. So if you're a price shopper, if you want to get a loaf of bread for your family, let's say you're going to choose the whole wheat option, which is the better, healthier option, you're going to pay about twice the price that you were going to back over at the dollar store.